basis, right? You are getting different files there. So how you can basically process those files and dump those files data into the Snowflake table as soon as they arrive in the folder. So we will try to set up that entire Snowpipe, which will be running continuously, and it will keep on listening to the incoming files and it will dump it into the Snowflake table as soon as we land those files in the, let's say, as soon as we land those files in the Google storage location. So let's take a 2-3 minute of break, and then we will first talk about this part, the architecture part of it, and then we will try to implement it step by step. Okay. So let's meet after 2-3 minutes. All right, let's get started. Cool. So let me quickly talk about this part first, the architecture of it and the setup part, and then we'll talk about it. Okay, so let me share my screen. So yeah, as I mentioned that just a second. Snowpipe in Snowflake. Okay, so imagine you have this thing. Okay, Google storage, and here you have created a bucket. Okay, so here you have created a bucket, and inside this bucket, let's say you are getting daily files, something like this, orders by mmtd.csv. Okay, so this is how on daily basis you are getting files here. Correct. So our idea is as soon as this file is, let's say, coming here, automatically it should get ingested in the Snowflake table which we have created. So here you can imagine you have your Snowflake. Okay, and here just imagine you have your target Snowflake table. Okay, so in order to achieve this event-driven kind of architecture, right, in order to set up this entire event-driven or this particularly Snowpipe, how you are going to do it, how you are going to set it up end to end and like make it running. So the idea is very simple. If you look at this part, right, one thing is clear. This is separate. This is separate here. So now, what if I want to run some sort of ingestion, right? If I want to run some sort of ingestion, so how it is going to happen? So as soon as, let's say, I am dropping a file here inside this particular location, right? There should be some notification with the metadata. There should be some notification with the metadata to the Snowflake, right? So that it is able to ingest that particular file into the Snowflake table we have created. Okay. So means between this storage, right? Between this storage and this Snowflake, there should be a pipe connectivity between these two so that data can move from here into the target Snowflake table. Okay. So first thing is clear, there is a Google storage. So while creating this entire in Snowpipe, and when you talk about the Snowpipe where data is actually coming into the location, right, where the data is actually coming into some external location. So how you are going to do it? Okay. So first thing first, what we need to do, we need to set up a integration between the Snowflake and the storage, right? Whatever is the storage, the very first step is integration. So setting up an integration is nothing, basically creating the secure access based configuration, right? So as I said, number one step, we have to create a storage integration, right? So this is going to be our storage integration, and as soon as the file is going to land here, so this storage integration is just like a secured access to this particular location, and whatever file will be coming here during the read write process, whatever it is. So it is just for that integrity, but still Snowflake is not able to know that what is that new file which has arrived and I have to ingest it. Okay. So for that one, we have to set up, or some sort of notification message has to be sent. And for that one, what we will be doing, we will be having a pub sub topic. GCP pub sub topic, right? So here what we will be doing, right, we will also set up the notification, create object notification, right? We will set up a create object notification. Right. So in this case, what will happen as soon as an object has been created, right, inside this storage, right, what it will do, it will basically send a notification with the metadata for that new object which has been created inside this bucket. And it will basically publish that one into the particular topic which we have created. Okay. That is the second step. And the third step from here, what is going to be that one from the Snowflake side, we need to set up this part, this thing, just a second. So the second step from here, sorry, this step is, you can say pub sub integration, or basically the notification integration, right? Which service we have set up here. So notification integration. So first thing, we had our Google storage where data is going to land. Then we also had our PubSub topic. So as soon as, like, very first thing, Snowflake should have this thing. The storage integration means it will store the data here, right? As soon as you have the Snowflake, so you will set up a storage integration to point to this particular location. And then in order to get the instant notification of file upload or the new object creation, as soon as the object has been uploaded in this bucket, what we will do, we will simply set up a kind of notification connectivity between the bucket and the topic. So as soon as a new object has been loaded here, a notification will be sent to this one. Third thing, this Snowflake will actually get that metadata message. So the notification message which will come into this step 2, it will have the information of that entire path of this particular object, which will like the bucket name, and inside that one, if it is placed in a particular folder and whatnot. So it will basically have that kind of metadata which will be published here. Now this Snowflake, here in the Snowflake, we will have our notification integration, means it will point to this particular PubSub topic, so that as soon as a message is arriving here, it will be a trigger point for this thing, right? It will be a trigger point for our Snowpipe that I need to read a particular file for which the path and all this thing have been published as a metadata in this particular, you can say, topic. So pipe is nothing. If you want to basically set up all these things, so this is your, if you want to draw that line, right, this is the kind of line here. So this is basically your entire snow pipe here. So right, so this is how it is going to work to land your data here. So if I quickly complete the step, so first is set up storage integration. Second is set up notification integration. Third will be stage. So as I mentioned in the beginning, stage is basically a concept in the Snowflake. So it's nothing like, you can say, a kind of uh, so it's a basically concept in your Snowflake, which is nothing but like a reference for that particular, you can say, namespace, or for that particular location where the data is going to be available for the load part, right? Where the data is going to be available for the load part, that is basically the stage in your Snowflake. As I said, it could be internal stage, means then wherever data is available, that is the location pointed by the Snowflake itself. It could be a external stage, means the data which is supposed to be loaded in the Snowflake table is residing in a external location. So this first part, right, don't get confused between the integration and stage. So storage integration and stage, both are two different things. Here it is all about the configuration we are providing for this external location, right? The kind of bucket name, the type, right? So that kind of secured configuration we are providing in this system, so that Snowflake can know about this external location. Then when you talk about the stage setup is basically kind of that linking, right? Or just reference, or the, like, you have defined a particular namespace or location where your data which is supposed to be landed, or it is supposed to be loaded in a Snowflake table, is residing, or it will show up there so that it can be loaded in the Snowflake table. So after this thing, this is what we are going to create, and that is the stage. Create external stage. And the last step will be create a snow pipe. So this pipe, what you can understand it like, if it is something which you have started as an infinite running process, so it is always listening, right? Because you have set up the storage integration, you have set up the notification integration, you have created the external stage, you have created the pipe, and you have started that pipe. So as soon as you start that pipe, so ultimately it's very obvious that flow has started from this left hand side to the right hand side. Continuously, whatever is coming in, your data is actually getting into the Snowflake target table, right? So that is what your snow pipe is. And let's try to basically set it up end to end, and how we can establish all those things. Okay. So yeah, let me come here and share my screen. Just a second. All right, cool. Perfect. So first thing first, what I did, right? So I have created this bucket named as data for Snowpipe, right? So we will be starting from this step-by-step process. Okay. So data for the data for the Snowpipe. Okay. So here you can see I have already uploaded these files. I will be uploading few more. I was doing some testing. So this is the simple bucket you have created. Okay. And inside that one, you will be placing the file. Correct. So now let's see what we are doing next. So in order to create the snow pipe as well, so you will be creating it with the specific account and permission. So it's better to, like when you are doing it from the worksheet, so by default this account admin role will be attached. But if you are doing it separately or programmatically from anywhere, then make sure to mention which role you are going to use to create these tables, pipe, stages, and all that, so that it is properly created. Okay, so let's try to do that. Just a second. Yep. So, yeah, use role account admin, and then after that, what I basically did, I created a new database, which is Snowpipe demo, this one. Okay, and it will be having the public schema. So here you can see I am creating this table, orders data LZ means orders data landing zone. So order ID, product quantity, order status, and the order date. And this is the kind of data we are actually going to have here as well. So let me quickly show you. Right. So very tiny data, right? Just for the demonstration part of the snow pipe. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, basically five columns. And all these files are basically coming without header. So we have created this table. So order ID, product quantity, order status, and the order date. So as I mentioned, the very first thing which we want to do, we want to basically set up this thing, right? We want to set up the integration, or that is nothing but the storage integration. So setting up the storage integration means you are creating a secured access configuration between your Snowflake and the Google storage, right? So how we are doing it step by step, let's try to understand it. So here, create or replace storage integration. If you look at this keyword, so create or replace storage integration, and this is the integration name. So what is this storage integration? What is the type of it? This is going to refer the external stage. And what is the storage provided? Because here we are mentioning the storage integration. So it is the storage provider, GCS means Google Cloud Storage, enabled through storage allowed location, right? So here it could be a absolute path. Let's say within the bucket, if you have multiple nesting folder and you basically want to set up a pipe onto that one, so you can provide till this itself folder 1 slash folder 2 something something. So it's like you are basically creating a storage integration for that specific source location itself. So you can do that. Okay. So this is how you are defining your storage integration, where you are talking about the storage provider, who's that cloud provider who's providing this this particular storage, right? And then the storage integration which we are creating, it is referring to that external stage. The type of it is going to be an external stage. Whatever integrations basically you create with respect to the, like if you are setting up the notification integration or the storage integration. So here it is a storage integration, but at the end, right, as I mentioned, this is just like a configuration setup, right? It is